Are you a doer? Do you always feel like you have to be doing something in order to make progress in a particular area? I am the same way. It literally takes me at least 3 days when I'm on holiday to actually get into the mode of being on holiday. It takes me a little bit of time to slow down and not try to always look for something to do to be productive. But I wonder if you've ever struggled with a problem and you try and try, no matter how hard you try to figure something out, to figure out a solution to something, nothing seems to work. However, the minute you stop trying to think of a solution, all of a sudden, the answer comes to you. Sometimes the path forward really becomes clear only when we stop doing so much or we stop trying too hard. In singing, this is actually very, very similar. I find that the harder we try and the harder we continue to push through or continue to try to struggle through that difficult part of the voice, sometimes the worse it gets. And this is really what I want to talk about in today's vocal tip of the week. My name is Crystal Diaz. I'm a singer, voice coach, and co-founder of the Online Vocal Academy, where we prove that anyone, even total beginners, can learn to sing all of their favorite pop songs with style, confidence, and skill. And we do this by teaching you how to practice in a way that's effective and fun, because we want you to look forward to practicing on a regular basis, because that's how you're going to be able to build those great vocal habits into your singing. So today I want to talk about focusing on the wrong things when we sing, but also maybe in life in general, and how focusing on the wrong things can actually be far more detrimental to our progress. And I want to give you 3 examples of what it looks like to focus on the wrong things, plus a solution that hopefully you'll find practical and useful if you resonate with any of these examples, if you see yourself in any of these scenarios. Okay, so the first example of what it looks like when you are focusing on the wrong things is that you're thinking about all the things you don't like about your voice or about the way that you sound, and you're trying to fix all of them at the same time. This is especially true if you are a doer or a multitasker like me. And of course, there's a lot of research coming out that is saying there is really no such thing as multitasking. It's just quickly shifting focus, and actually doing that is less productive in the long run. So what we like to do and what we train our students is to be singular in their focus. Because what we find nearly 9 times out of 10 is that when we are singular in our focus and we shift one habit, then all of a sudden that can have a knock-on effect or a ripple effect on all the other areas that we were thinking are a problem as well. So if you find yourself in this scenario where you're singing a song and you're thinking, I don't like this note, I feel like I'm off pitch here, my voice is shaky there, I don't like this sustain, I can't do vibrato, etc., then my recommendation is to just stop, take a breath, and just pick one thing that you want to focus on during that practice session. Because trust me, if you are singular in your focus and you know how to direct your attention in that way, you'll find that all of a sudden the whole song improves. You are actually bringing your vocal instrument into better alignment, and the entire song flows out much more powerfully and way easier as well. So the second example of what it looks like to be focusing on the wrong thing is if you are preempting a high note or a difficult part in the song before you even get there. And you're basically bracing yourself for that note or that difficult section. It's kind of like your brain approaches that part in the song and your brain kicks into gear and is like, oh my gosh, that difficult part is coming. And what we think, what we believe influences how we behave and how we react. And so oftentimes when we are in that mindset, our body seizes up and we're literally doing this, or we're backing off, or we're tensing up. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? We anticipate that difficult part, so we're protecting ourselves. But the problem in singing is that if you are tense in that way, there's no way your voice can come out freely and powerfully. So what do you do in that scenario? Well, there are many different ways that you can approach this, but for the purpose of today's vocal tip of the week, I'm going to give you one example, And one solution is to just not practice that section. Don't focus on that section of the song that is the most difficult part, the part that you're afraid of, or the part that you're anticipating. Shift focus and spend more of your time making sure that the lead up to the high note is very comfortable, that you're very confident, because of the lead up to the high note or the difficult part in the song, it doesn't necessarily have to be a high note. If that lead up is not, you're not comfortable in that lead up, then you're definitely not going to be comfortable in that difficult section. The third example of what it looks like to be focusing on the wrong things is if you are singing a song and you're trying to replicate the original singer's delivery of the song, and then you're feeling bad because you don't think you sound exactly like that singer. Because there's a difference between admiring and there's a difference between appreciating the elements of what another singer brings, or in being inspired by their style or their vocal abilities. That's one thing. But to feel like you have to replicate it in order to do justice to the song is actually just making it harder for yourself. And also, it's not productive for your progress because you overlook your own unique qualities. I truly believe that if you have a voice, you can sing. You are already gifted with the ability to sing. My job is to just help you shift some of the things that you're doing that are actually getting in the way of your ability to sing really well in the way that you were always meant to. So always remember that you have your own personality, you have your own experiences, and all of that combined is your style. But if you're always focusing on someone else's style and trying to replicate that, then you're missing these golden opportunities to explore something that you can bring that is unique to you. That being said, knowing that, okay, maybe I do have some unique qualities that are waiting to be explored, knowing that might not actually help you to really get that singer's voice out of your head. I have students that often tell me they'll sing a certain song. Maybe it's a classically recognizable song like Whitney Houston's I Have Nothing, or Adele's Rolling in the Deep, or something like that. And they're singing the song, but they can't get that singer's rendition or the singer's voice out of their head while they're singing. That's very, very common and very normal. So in that instance, my suggestion would be just very simply to listen to other cover versions of that song, especially if that cover singer has a very different style or very different voice quality to the original singer, or if that cover singer is of a different gender. So for example, if the song you want to sing is Adele's Rolling in the Deep, then look up cover versions that are sung by male singers. The reason this is helpful is because it can dilute the memory of the original singer in your mind, so that when you come to singing the song yourself and you're practicing the song, you're not just locked into Adele's style or whoever it is that is the original singer of the song you're working on. Also, this is helpful because it allows you to see how one song can be delivered in so many different ways. It's like a story. A story can be told in so many different ways with different nuances depending on the storyteller. But I understand that if you're a beginner, it might be like you're just not sure where to even start. And that's why it's really important to listen to variety. Don't just listen to folk music, or don't just listen to rock or whatever genre that you sing, that you prefer to sing. Listen to all kinds, because you will definitely learn to appreciate that there are so many possibilities when it comes to singing. And the more you appreciate that, the more you are able to start to appreciate and see the unique qualities that you bring in, and you realize that there isn't just one perfectly right way to deliver a song. Now, if you made it this far and you found value here, I'd love to invite you to check out my Instant Singer Workshop. This workshop will totally change what you think about your voice, how you approach singing, and it's also going to give you the tools not only to believe in your ability to sing well, but actually practically have the tools to make that happen, to make significant, noticeable changes in your vocal habits. You will see actually that these tools really work, and how one little shift can make a huge difference in a person's voice. To get access to this workshop, simply head over to instantsinger.com or click the link in the description box. Until next time.